Jay, I feel obligated to say this because, and I'm going to get some hate for it, but that's okay.
No, we don't hate on my guests over here. No, we don't hate the guests. Look, go ahead.
But the fact that something we didn't touch on that's worth noting that shook me to my core was what happened with the legal defense money. The suggestion by the parents is that we fear for our life, so we need to move. Then it was, we need new transportation. We need to be more secure. $1 million. I mean, listen, okay? I know plenty of people who fear for their life in a Toyota Corolla.
Okay, they didn't humanize him. I did a video looking at my mentor here in Atlanta. He's a former attorney as well. And he talked about the fact that Carmelo Anthony's family should have taken advantage of the opportunity afforded them when Jeff Metcalf came to their press conference to pray with them. Because Jeff had already said that he forgave them, and they should have jumped on that opportunity to let the world see that we're trying to heal, we're trying to restore. And he went through a lot. He went through a really detailed explanation of what they should have done. And I'm just asking you, do you believe that that would have helped? And it is leading into this question about sentencing. Do you think it would have helped not only with the humanization in the courtroom, because I still believe he should have gotten some time. He was guilty and he should have gotten some time. But would them, accepting the olive branch from the Metcalfs, being seen praying with the Metcalfs and giving them an opportunity to speak as well, and actually just saying the word sorry. Like to this day, I've done 4 videos on the family. I've yet to hear them say, I'm sorry for what my kid did. I take responsibility that my kid did something horrible to your kid, and I apologize for that. I haven't even heard that. So do you think that would have helped in, leading into my question about sentencing? So what are your thoughts?
100% they should have done that. They should have done that. That was a mistake not to, man. It's unfortunate. They 100% should have done it. Look, an apology goes a long way. And you can't, in this instance, apologize to the victim because he's not with us. But they could have done other things and they didn't. And, Jay, I feel obligated to say this because, and I'm going to get some hate for it, but that's okay.
No, we don't hate on my guests over here. No, we don't hate the guests. Look, go ahead.
But the fact that the race card was played really hard on this bothered me because as a lawyer, look, first of all, in America, our justice system is broken. I'll be the last one to tell you it's a perfect justice system. Okay. On the civil side, on the criminal side, I'm here to tell you it's not a perfect system. It has a lot of flaws. I do believe people have biases. I do believe juries are biased. I do believe judges can be biased.
Yes, sir.
But the jury heard facts and made a conclusion based on those facts in this case. And the facts were not on Carmelo Anthony's side. They just were not there. They were not on his side. And everything that happened between the death and trial, in everything that happened, nothing suggested remorse.
Yeah.
That's a problem. And for people to say, and this is my belief, that this was purely about the fact that he was a young black man, I don't think is accurate. That's my opinion. Some people may agree or disagree. There may be other cases where race played a more significant role, okay? And there was a lot of bias. I'll be the first one to admit that. But I don't think that was this case. And just to play into the facts a little more. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, if people want to know exactly what you're talking about, because you said they played the race card hard, it's literally at that press conference. At that press conference where Carmelo's mom and dad are standing in the back and Dominique Alexander's at the podium and they kicked out Jeff Metcalf, that's when they played the race card. If you look at that meme where you're on a road and it forks to the right or forks to the left, and to the right is the race card, and to the left is seek reconciliation, apologize, some kind of contrition. They chose not to go there. They went down Race Avenue, and that's what we're looking at today. And most people, if they're honest, if you think about it, if imagine what would have happened if they had said, Jeff Metcalf is here, we're canceling this press conference, we need to have a conversation with Jeff. We'll get back to you next week after we talk to Jeff. And the next time you see them, Jeff Metcalf is there with the Anthony family. They're all crying and snotting and black funeral crying. But guess what? They're unified together. Like I know, we would not be seeing the kind of craziness that we're seeing around this Karmelo Anthony situation. He still needs to be in jail. But I think we all can agree that it would have been 100% different had they done that. And they missed that opportunity, as my guest just says, as Beard said, they missed that opportunity and they chose to go down the street of racial bias and all this kind of foolishness. And now we're looking at the clown show that we see today.
Something we didn't touch on that's worth noting that shook me to my core was what happened with the legal defense money.
Oh, yeah, we're not going to. Yeah.
I mean, what a bad look, man. What a bad look. Like, to some degree, I can understand that the family's fearing for their life. Again, I don't know Frisco, Texas well. Maybe if your listeners, if somebody's from Frisco, please chime in.
Yeah.
But the suggestion by the parents is that we fear for our life, so we need to move. Then it was, we need new transportation. We need to be more secure. $1 million. I mean, listen, okay? I know plenty of people who fear for their life in a Toyota Corolla. I don't know. I don't know that you need a mansion in a Cadillac Escalade.
Right.
So what a bad look, dude. What a bad look. I have to say that.
I'm going to add to that. Because I've done videos and I've heard how much they actually paid for the lawyers, how much they didn't pay for these quote unquote top tier black lawyers, whatever. That's not the argument. My other problem is, as parents, because I am of the belief that the parents basically threw Karmelo Anthony to the wolves. They just threw him to the wolves and saw him as a fundraising money bag that they can keep receiving, and they're not really concerned about that young man. I hate that, but it's the truth. My name is Jason, JWhit at JWhit.com. But when you hear how they talk about this case, I'm sorry, you should be an expert. I should be borderline. I should be dang near a lawyer at this point, because I'm just as involved in this as you, as my lawyer, Beard. I'm in there as much as you. I'm giving your paralegals a run for their money, because there's nothing. What else do I have to do? It's my child. My child did irreparable harm to this family, sullying our name. I mean, our names are mud all around the world. Oh no, I'm a lawyer now. I don't know what you was doing before, but you are a lawyer now. And the fact of how little they understand about the case, even after the fact, is crazy work. The fact that they can't explain why their son didn't take the stand. The fact that they can't understand and explain why, if Karmelo had epilepsy, which makes no sense to me, and I brought this up in my video as well. If you have epilepsy, that means you're kind of medically fragile, right? And if you get hit, because some people said that Austin shoved him and he hit his head and he has epilepsy because he could have had a seizure. I'm like, well, that's true. Okay, that's fine. But he also was the captain of the football team, and it wasn't the flag football team. So if they're tackling each other in football because he just had that shoulder injury, so we know that he was playing contact, how is his epilepsy an issue? But even in that, why did he not have his doctor in as a witness? Where's his teachers, his pastor, the little old lady down the street? Look, we're going to get these people up in here, because I don't have anything else to do but to defend my child and make sure my child gets the best possible outcome. And they didn't do it.
And to double down on this, and this is why I started with this statement. If your key defense, which it was in this case, was Carmelo Anthony reasonably believed that his life was in danger and he had to use deadly force, really? That's what you're leading with? The guy stabbed Austin Metcalf so hard, it broke bone. Okay? And I've heard people say this, oh, well, you didn't stab him in the heart. No, he reached his chest cavity. He broke bone. I mean, it went in and if that's the knife, okay, and I believe it is based on what you just shared earlier on the video, that's a tactical knife. Everybody knows that when you see it. It's designed to be sharp. It's designed to stab. It's designed to break skin very easily and penetrate. And it's serrated at the bottom so that when you pull it out, it incurs maximum damage. That's a tactical knife.
Yeah.
That shit hurts. Okay.
I mean, there's no other way around it. I mean, look at that thing. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
That's a naughty piece of metal right there.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to get stabbed in the ankle with that. Never mind the chest. I mean,
look, I don't even know if I want to open a bottle with it. I'm just going to stick with my bottle opener on my spatula for my grill. I don't even know if I want that thing around me. So yeah, to your point, like this is something different.
You mentioned his parents. Let me say this. My understanding is when the sentencing was read.
Oh yeah, don't even go there.
The parents were not even in the courtroom. Dad wasn't there. Mom left to go speak to the media because apparently that's more important than supporting your son at the time that the sentence is being read, which is mind-boggling, by the way. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah. And so that's what I'm saying. I don't know about the money. I don't know about the house, whether they bought it, they rented it, whether they leased the Escalade or whatever. That's actually beside the point. I want to know why it is that because it's free for you to become an adjunct paralegal because you are helping in this case. Like, why are you not going? I mean, literally, why did you not become a lawyer? Because you were so involved in this case. And instead of just saying, we just trusted what they told us. We just did what they told us. I mean, his dad said, they told us to do this, so we just trusted them.
Listen, Aaron Brockovich, right? I mean,
yeah,
that's what you become when something like this happens. If you believe your son is innocent, you're not necessarily out talking to the media when your son's in the court about to literally get slapped.
Yeah.
This is a wild story, man. It's a really wild story. And again, the facts tell the whole story here. And I think it was a really big mistake for the defense. There was opportunities to object, by the way. I do think prosecutors want a conviction. That's part of our criminal system. They're going to push. Right. I don't know that they engaged in misconduct. I don't have enough facts to say that. I know that they asked witnesses things on the stand about whether Carmelo Anthony was guilty or not. Probably defense may have objected to those kinds of questions. These things happen at trial. But ultimately, a jury believed, again, I read the jury instruction, that there was no need for deadly force. And I agree with that. Okay. Listen, I was 17 at one point too.
Yeah.
And I've had a few kerfuffles. Okay. And
don't turn this into a confessional now, Beard.
What's that?
I said, don't turn this into a confessional now, Beard. I don't want to have to be a witness.
No, I was a scrappy young kid at one point.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the JWhit Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.